Welcome to Hutton Orbital, home of the Big Aerial, Cubicle 3 and Gusto the Clown.
The studio has achieved that familiar state in which everything required for the broadcast is present, though not necessarily where it was originally placed. The main desk has been rebalanced following a minor lean. The secondary monitor is displaying something useful after a period of abstract colour, and the final version of the running order has been agreed upon without further amendment. Vulkarius has adjusted the whiteboard so it no longer obstructs the emergency exit, though the diagram remains visible from most angles. Norma's put away the crochet set under her chair and is trying to work out which keyboard is the one marked push to talk. There's a little grey bucket on the desk, which no one has admitted putting there. Mooncake has taken over the producer's chair and is giving him a dangerous glare and refusing to be moved by Wilma. The producer is balancing the broadcast desk on his knee, over to one side, and he has swung the microphone arm across, ready to say,
"Our mics are live!" Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show. I'm joined by the usual crew, or at least most of them.
All of me is here. I'm Wilma Fingadoo.
Why is there a little grey bucket on the desk making funny noises?
We didn't get him reconstituted in time, but more on that later.
Well, just don't spill him on the decks. We're not insured for acts of glop.
To be fair, I don't think any insurance companies would touch this show with a barge pole, so I suppose we ought to touch the news with a barge pole. The same one. We haven't wiped it down quite yet. Here we go. Pilots Federation emerges after their winter break.
New ships? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a spaceship with guns.
We explain We explain why there's a little grey bucket on the desk.
I try and get to the bottom of the Kumbaya malarkey.
Cubes. It's all made of cubes.
I say, bugger, it's Thursday. You mean I'm supposed to have written something? Terribly sorry.
First, this evening, we bring news that the lesser-spotted Shinrata communications officer, or even a bevy of them, appears to have completed their winter hibernation period, and like the hedgehog mentioned in previous weeks, or the groundhog, or maybe a rather tatty-looking bear who's lost all their pre-hibernation weight and is looking a little shocked that the world is all still there and the sun is shining. Anyway, they've appeared. Wishing everyone a happy, insert suitable time, religion and or geographical location appropriate festival here, they launched into a series of grand announcements about what they're going to be up to over the next year. While for many of us, now that we're well past the new year, includes not going to that gym we took membership for on the 1st of January, trying to file our tax returns on any date before the last date they're due, booking a holiday or two, or even resolving to do a little more BGS work and a little less poking of alien life with a portable vacuum, the Pilots Federation have been pushing the various ship manufacturers to release exciting new models throughout the year. We will be bringing details of these, including the first release due any day now, once they work all the kinks out, and we don't do kink shaming on this show, in an article later on this show. They've also committed to the new operations feature. Did you hear the air quotes on that one? Which, as far as we can tell, involves teams of commanders engaging in activities together up in space. Which, of course, as everyone knows, was already tried back in the 2030s aboard the new International Space Station by a rather over-friendly group of astronauts, cosmonauts and taikonauts in the name of science, and of course relieving the boredom of orbiting the same planet again and again and again, and answering messages from school kids about how they go to the loo in space. Or, of course, it might involve boarding something big by flying something little towards it, popping down the ladder, unslinging your various percussive laser and plasma-emitting devices, and interacting with the current occupants in a combative manner before poking something on the wall and scarpering back to your small thing and running away, giggling. Whether they're adding new and exciting things to find, like more cat media, plans for things you can't build, or if you can, aren't actually used to build them, as Brewer Corporation does that for you, or just small amounts of cash and a big wad of BGS influence, nobody knows. As for the major feature rework, we've disassembled the phrase they used and come up with a few ideas. Major being big, feature meaning stuff we get up to, and rework, well, that's a bit obvious. Could it be mining? Maybe. Though with the release of the mining minigun recently, it would seem a pity to throw that on the scrap heap. Trading? That's a distinct possibility. Commanders only really do it for fun these days. Most trading is left up to the NPC Pilots Federation, who are happy tootling around and occasionally getting stuck in the toast rack. The BGS? No fear. Honestly, it's stable, it works, and from all reports, messing about with it in any way is likely to unravel most of the galaxy, upset half of the people in it, and leave the other half elated. And have unintended consequences, like expansion into the test system again. Crime and punishment. People often go on about this one. It's not a feature, just one of those limiting factors on how naughty you can be. Bounty hunting? Well, there's an open goal. Instead of roaming the galaxy, poking ships until one looks guilty and cashing in, could it possibly be that you have to hunt down miscreants while all the while saying things like, "This is the way," and asking for chain codes, all the while babysitting some little green dude with a penchant for putting things in his mouth? Or could it be engineering? Well, they tried that once and got it mostly right, so I can't see a second attempt at it would prove much benefit at all. Or ranking. The way in which the Empire rewards you for doing stuff by calling you a complete count, and giving you access to buy a ship that's not quite as good as the ones you could buy with ARCs. Anyway, whatever it is, we're excited to find out more as the year progresses, and promise to give it a jolly good go. Honest.
When you think of ships out there in the galaxy, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's all about the snakes. Or if you've frequented ECM in recent years, about the cetaceans. And no, it's still not a flipping sperm whale or even something feline like the panther. But if you dig into the historical reports a little, or go into the dusty corner where you keep that eagle that you bought back in the day, flew a few times and then mothballed, you might remember that birds in space is an actual thing. Some of the manufacturers wanted an identity that didn't slither around all pointy teeth or wallow through space making strange noises. They wanted something fast, elegant, dangerous. Something light and fast and with claws and a beak. Oh, okay, yes, we know that the big beak is reserved for the Corsair, but that's not a bird despite looking like a toucan. Step up, the Kestrel Mark II. The Kestrel Mark I was taken out of production decades ago, and all remaining ships appear to have either been destroyed in combat or succumbed to wear and tear once they were out of their warranty period and the manufacturer stopped making replacement parts for them. You might find one over the Tionisla shipyard graveyard, but good luck getting it space-worthy again. The Kestrel Mark II has, as ever, been showcased to a number of galactic luminaries, including our very own Commander Flossy, who has been at pains to get some selfies with it. Although, as she's not really into combat, she hasn't taken it out and put it through its paces yet. Fitted with a brand new kind of plasma weapon and some exciting new thrusters that give it boosty bonus maneuverability, as well as enough hardpoints to make it one heck of a contender for everyone's new small combat vessel, commanders have been working out how to best use this new ship before it goes on general release. And their verdict? Well, they've stripped the new booster from it and fitted it to other ships in cut-and-shut operations that would make Mamba Daza blush and reach for his blue neon underpants and fat base in a serious hurry. With a size 5 mega boosty bonus thrust at its disposal, it appears that the Pilots Federation forgot to lock it down to the Kestrel, and almost all of the prototype ships have gone under the cutting torch and circular saw. We've seen ridiculous racing mambas. We've seen a dancing fer de lance. And, well, as for the Mandalay, wow. There have been questions raised about canyon racing with new engines. They're not faster, but they cause the ship to corner like a rabbit on speed. We do understand that the Pilots Federation have issued a recall on their pre-release demo prototypes to resolve this issue. But given that the test pilots have cut and shut and then sold the new hull off for scrap already, the likelihood is that they'll need a portable skip, a big magnet, and a shovel to get all the parts back. As it stands, the Kestrel Mark II, complete with all its hardpoints, the new weapon, and of course the big boosty, thrusty Viagra upgrade, will be available for ARCs from the 24th of this month. Mike Rochburns has extensive details on the other ships coming this year. Mike?
That's fascinating news from the little grey bucket. I hope you were taking notes. In other unrelated news, it appears that the clonomat here at Hutton is on the blink again. We were expecting Mike Crotchburns, aka Little Grey, to be reconstituted after his unfortunate liquidation, but it appears that despite all efforts, he quite likes his bucket and not having to do anything other than sit there burbling to himself incoherently. Attempts have been made to establish a link via the translatoron dropped into his little bucket, but as of yet it's been unable to make much of his spelling. Yes, it's translating burbles into written words. When asked whether he had prepared a word of the week this week, he just said, "Glop." We looked it up, and while we haven't used that word of the week yet, we're not sure it qualifies, as the word is in regular use in the mess hall here at Hutton, usually used to describe whatever it's been that's been made for dinner this week. Nurse Wyeth has enlisted the help of a number of clonomat specialists in bringing the system back online over recent days. And they've been experimenting on a number of other specimens. Amelia was particularly helpful with the provision of a number of pieces of Steve after her recent attempt to study the Expurian leopard hawk, as made famous by legendary minded Douglas Mount Hilbert, who, according to legend, defeated one with his bare hands.
It's the least I could do. I mean, after all, I rely on Steve to be there when we go out on the Galnet Rares expeditions. Who else will stand between me and certain doom? Or can be relied upon to put the samples in his mouth when I expressly told him not to? Besides, Mooncake likes him. Or at least I think she does. She does try and use him as a scratching post quite a bit.
Attempts to clone Cecil failed, mainly as the sample he provided was 90% proof and the clonomat exploded. We are attempting to import a replacement one from George Panzati's. As it appears, due to no one visiting in the last 3 months, theirs has been going mostly unused. Once we brought it back online, tried it on a few expired fluffy rodents to see whether Hammy 3 can be brought back as Hammy 4 without incident, we will be deliquidating Little Grey and bringing him back to this show, with or without his bucket.
Litho breaker.
Litho. Seamless.
Muted.
Seamless.
Unmuted.
Following on from the news that the apology office is now vacant and the inexplicable vanishing of its usual occupant, we've had a report from a planet known locally as Peter's Eden in what used to be the Arexac system that someone matching the apology officer's description has been seen at what purports to be the second coming of Kumbaya. Digging into historical records, okay, it was an old copy of the Gazetteer, it appears that the apology officer is indeed, if it is indeed them, has been taken in by the rediscovery of the records of the famous flim-flam merchant and galactic playboy, Zach Blackbeam. What is it with people called Zach? Who spent 10 million credits on holoprojectors and meteorological control devices to bring about the first coming of Kumbaya. The settlers of that system were reported as being so gullible after centuries of austere lives, eating uncooked locally grown roots and vegetables, that they honestly believed that their ascendance to the highest level of paradise was prevented by the disappointing shave of His Magnificent, with the Right Holy Sword Retu III, who was promptly lynched. Anyway, rumour has it that the person resembling the apology officer has been seen, though as a result of the local custom of removing all hair from the body using laser microsurgery, it only might be them, cavorting on the surface with all of the locals singing that tune. You know the one that sometimes plays before this very news show. So we've dispatched the team to investigate and corroborate whether this is indeed the apology officer by offering them an iron brew and some Tunnocks tea cakes, and if it is them, enticing them back to the ship with a tiny model of a Kelvin Grove art gallery.
In a recently published scientific paper intended to appeal to the masses and explain the 2 mass in the LHS, not to mention the LFT, great pains have been taken by Commander Darkside to explain how space is made of cubes, or at least space as we navigate it. Brace yourselves, science incoming. Space, as navigated by commanders, is arranged as a cubic lattice. The Milky Way representation utilised by the pilots of the Pilots Federation, that's us, is subdivided into sectors measuring 1,280 light-years on each edge, an arbitrary number for which, as of yet, I've not seen an explanation. Each sector is a cube. These cubes are arranged contiguously along 3 orthogonal axes, forming a volumetric grid spanning the populated and unpopulated regions of the galaxy. Within each 1,280 light-year sector cube, further subdivisions occur. Smaller cubes exist inside larger cubes in successive resolution layers. This hierarchical discretization permits deterministic placement of stellar systems across approximately 400 billion entries without reliance on continuous infinite precision coordinate storage. The evidence is encoded directly into system names. The first element identifies the parent 1,280 light-year cube. Names such as Sinuf, Dryman, or Eel Prue correspond to fixed volumetric sectors within the galactic lattice. Following the sector designation appears a 3-part alphanumeric identifier, for example, alpha alpha dash alpha. Each letter corresponds to subdivision along one of 3 spatial axes inside the sector cube. The lettering operates in base 26, enabling systematic partition of the sector volume into smaller cubic elements. This is spatial indexing. After the cube identifier is a lowercase letter ranging from A through H. This is the mass code. The mass code defines the scale of the subcube layer being referenced and correlates with expected stellar mass ranges generated within that subdivision. Larger mass codes correspond to larger volumetric partitions and different density distributions. It is both an astrophysical hint and a spatial resolution marker. One may infer approximate stellar characteristics before arrival, or to put it into Kestrel Mark IIe's, how thick with 2 C's that sector of space is. A numeric value follows the mass code. This identifies the specific subcube within the mass-defined resolution layer, refining position further inside the index structure. Small cubes within big cubes. Finally, an integer suffix identifies the individual system within that smallest cubic container. It functions as a local enumeration counter, as viable stars are generated inside the defined volume. A full procedural designation therefore encodes sector, cube position, mass layer, subcube, local system number. This is not decorative syntax. It is a compressed coordinate framework and does not result in cool names like Sol or Akadar. The physical universe remains a relativistic manifold governed by curvature and mass energy distribution. The navigational representation used by the Pilots Federation, however, is cubic, because cubic tessellation permits efficient spatial hashing, neighbour queries, and reproducible generation. When travelling between systems, one moves from cube to cube. The galaxy is not disordered, it's indexed.
I say, I'm supposed to be saying something about the BGS. I think I said it last week, but before we do that, I think I need a drink. Hang on. That's better. Okay, now, if you go over to your console and you type in INARA dot, it's important, a dot, CZ, and hit enter. Look, I'll do it for you here. Inara.cz. There we go. And it says, what are you looking for? And I said, a drink. Hang on a second. Anyway, when it says, what are you looking for? You say, aha! I'm looking for the Hutton Orbital Truckers. And you click on that, and then you realize that's the wrong one. But you want the Hutton Orbital Truckers, and this is important, cooperative. And when you click on that, it says, aha! States. You click on states, and it's, oh my God, this is a very big list. Anyway, it tells you what state we're in. And then you can work out what you're going to do. So go do that. And that's it for this week's BGS report. I need a drink. Hang on. I think somebody else might need to do this next week. I think I'm going to have a hangover.
I don't know who gave him that job.
Well, apparently the Hutton Orbital Truckers Cooperative is in a state of thirst.
Not after those drinks. Hang on a second. Have we got any droughts? Let's have a look. We do actually. Oh, we're recovering from droughts. Well, not surprised after the amount he drank.
So it is a hangover.
Wolf 562 and Hill Pass C are both recovering from droughts. So, well done, Cecil, on relieving those droughts. Well, we're back. It's another week, and I've managed to get 2 weeks in a row of actually being here. I'm rather disappointed, by the way, that this screen that we focus on while we're talking doesn't have any of the new ships on it. In fact, there have been many complaints that none of the new ships are appearing there or in the spinny screen thing when stuff's loading, or NPCs flying, the NPC pilots, Federation pilots flying them around. But I suppose we ought to sort of introduce who's in the show. So I'm having forgotten Amelia last week. Amelia,
Hello.
I haven't forgotten you this week.
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, just before we went on air, obviously there was a big alarm and a klaxon went off about your person there, and you went, "Oh, wow, that's the alarm that tells me we should do drugs." We mean advanced medicines, don't we?
Yes, advanced medicine, sure. Yeah, why not?
Definitely advanced medicines, or basic medicines, but not onion head.
Yeah, definitely not onion head.
No. We also have Commander Flossy.
Hello.
Hello. And we will be checking up on your distant Flossy expedition in a bit. We have Lithobreaker, the captain of all things space news, the one with the muted mic, and captain of all things space news. I don't know what we've got this week, but
Nor do I yet, but I'm working on it.
You're working on it, okay. But I'm sure we'll find something. And we've got Vulkarius.
Good evening.
Very scientific this week, all about cubes.
Yes, well, that was at least. On the medicine front, I've got my combat stabilizers cocktail ready. So my contraband.
And your performance enhancers?
Oh, yes, all those contraband things that you somehow also need to build. You need them for colonization as well. Funny
performance enhancers? Well, you've got to breed a new population, I suppose. But thank you for joining us. And so, cubes. I'm just going to go through the news articles. Oh no, I'm going to ask the first question first. Was there a Frontier live stream?
Yes.
For technical correctness, no.
Okay.
Not exactly in the form we used to know them.
Right. Was there a Frontier dead stream?
Yeah, they changed the whole music.
Right, okay. So there was nobody on a sofa. There were no welcoming guests.
There were sofas. There were sofas.
Okay. But it wasn't live. It was pre-recorded.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and they told us was this one of these ones where it sort of mixed in with all the other, Planet of the Dinosaurs and oh my God, there's a roller coaster, we're going to die, other things, or was it?
No, it was just Elite. So it was Phil Weeks, community manager, speaking to various members of the team, 2 at a time,
right,
about different aspects of Elite.
Okay, and they did bring
a lot earlier than usual.
about 3 in the afternoon, wasn't it, when we were all busy having afternoon tea?
Lucky I noticed.
Or amazingly, during an actual working day at a working office by people who work there.
But even though it was pre-recorded, though, they could have broadcasted it.
They could,
Yes, possibly, yeah. But anyway, they did put up on screen. Here we go. We'll tie this into the news articles as well. Let me just see if I can put this live. Here we go. This image, which is a roadmap. It's a very linear roadmap. It goes from phase 1 to phase 5.
It's got phases on it.
Yeah. Set phases on unknown, I think. Set phases on redacted, as far as I can tell. So, phase 1 they were speaking about, and we did sort of cover this in, was it Amelia's article there? That space has got birds in it. It's a bird, the space bird. Yes, right,
With
okay.
guns.
Right, so, I mean, there's the eagle, which was all right, and then wasn't there an Imperial eagle as well?
Yes, the STL is available for anyone to make eagles, and Gutermeyer has done that. That's true.
Yes. So they've decided to add the Kestrel. So go on then. What do we know about the Kestrel?
It's got a lot of hard points, including. So there are 2 small and there are 3 large, one of which is a special one.
Right. And the special one is where this new plasma thing is that they've...
Yeah, so some new take on the shot cannon. So Nobody uses shot cannons. And I think probably 80-ish% of commanders have never heard of shot cannons. You get them from a human tech broker. You can't engineer them. They overheat if you use more than one of them. And they're semi-auto, so you have to tap the trigger a lot.
But they're really good for stripping shields and blowing ships up and piratey kind of things.
No, not really. I mean, like I said, you can't engineer them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so this one, I haven't seen it personally. It's not actually on the market yet, but I can only presume you can engineer the new shot cannon. Or if not, hopefully the fact that as opposed to doing kinetic damage, this one actually does plasma damage, to which no shields or hull on ships actually have any resistance at the moment.
Did they speed up? No, plasma shots on foot they sped up, but not plasma shots in space.
Well, this is going to be the first plasma shot we've actually had in space. So again, no frame of reference.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, according to the official advert, the Kestrel is a purpose-built combat fighter engineered for speed, agility, and lethal efficiency. Its compact frame and high-thrust maneuverability make it exceptionally effective in close combat, interception, and rapid strike operations. The ship's sharper handling and turn of speed is also complemented with its ability to handle supercharged FSDs, as with all the new ships. In the hands of a skilled fighter pilot, the Kestrel will prove itself to be unmatched. But to be fair, in the hands of a skilled fighter pilot, the Sidewinder's pretty brutal.
Yeah, and the whole thrusters thing. So apparently, as Amelia said, the boost is more of a sideways than a forwards.
It's the flippy roundy bit, not the zoomy bit.
Which is a thing which skilled pilots know how to do, and most buckyballers can do already.
Oh, boost turns while using lateral thrusters and things, yeah, to get round canyons.
And scoop and/or landing gear at the same time, yes.
Right, so Flossy, I mean, you went out and had a look at yours.
Yeah.
Your prototype one. You're just about the only person who hasn't hacked the engines off and stuck them on a Mamba. But am I right in thinking this is quite a small vessel, though, physically?
Yes, it is quite small.
And there isn't a big run from the lift over to the ship?
I haven't actually tried that bit, no.
Right. I mean, from the cockpit
probably,
size.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean... Go on then.
Do we have a picture?
I might do. Flossy was out the camera. Flossy, can you just pass them across the desk for us? No, not those. Those are your holiday snaps. Hang on. No, definitely not those ones. Those are ones of Robbie Wrongway.
Oh,
in his budgie smugglers. Right. Well, here we go. Here is a Kestrel with a stunning red paint job. You managed to. That's an awful lot of red paint you've got on that.
It's a very pretty ship.
It is. I mean, it looks like
it's the top of the range one.
Do you know what it reminds me of? What are those ones out of the Avengers? The what do they call it? Quinjet. Wasn't they call it a Quinjet out of the Avengers? Out of the MCU properties. Yeah. So it's got little sort of ship kits in a few of these images. It's got little winglets and bits and bobs on it. But that cockpit, I mean, makes it look. I mean, it's about the same size as an Eagle. So it is genuinely a small ship.
Cockpit view is in Studio 6.
Pardon, what? You've got a cockpit
if you want a
view?
picture... If you look in... I've just sent you in Studio. You can...
well, while I'm doing this, Litho, would you maybe be able to grab those and stick them in the Banter Media folder on the desk for me, and I'll try and hold them up to the camera
I can do that.
in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it is very much a fighter. I mean, it's only just bigger than the SLFs, as far as I can tell. In terms of width, if you look at the cockpit, you know, it's that same kind of scale as Sidewinders and Eagles and Vipers. But it's got teeth. This ship, the Kestrel, which is unusual for something that small. It's got, was it 3 large hard points?
Yeah, 3 large, 2 small.
I mean, that means it's going to pack a punch, but that means it's going to have a decent power distributor.
Well, no. So it's only a 5 distributor. So for a bit of comparison, that hardpoint, its layout, well, not layout, inventory is very, very close to the Mamba, which is huge, 2 large, 2 small. And the Mamba has a class 6 distributor, whereas this has only got class 5.
But it hasn't got the huge thing.
It hasn't got huge. It's got its special large instead. So it's you're going to have to use mostly kinetic stuff, otherwise you'll be you can't cover this in beams. You're going to run straight out of distributor if you do that. And I'd also, in the videos by the Pilots Federation, they seem to have it shieldless, which, given that it's got a military slot, might be a good idea. I haven't seen how much armor the main hull has, but the other reason that may be an idea to go shieldless is that a 5 distributor you're going to have some trouble keeping a Class 5 biweave shield up,
Right.
as well as using your boosts and your weapons. That distributor is kind of small for doing all of that at once. So if a hull only build is viable, I would suggest that to relieve the distributor.
Okay. I mean, it basically looks like it's got those 2 enormous induction hobs on the wings. 4 of them, actually. I mean, you look like you could cook your, Fat Tuesday pancakes on
so
them.
those are actually so you not having seen the video, those actually gimbal. So those are all for lateral. Gone.
I don't think this is a fighter.
Yeah.
It's a lover. It's not a fighter.
No, this is a racer. You're not meant to shove loads of weapons on it. You're meant to,
So it's
Strip it down and run away.
It's a Mamba on opposite day. In other words, people prefer weapons on the Mamba, and they take weapons off the Kestrel.
Yeah, we do think that the incidence of putting the super lateral boosters into other ships may have been an error on the prototyping department's state, because apparently strapping them to a Mamba, I think it was one of the streamers, Rainman Games, promptly went and did that and stuck one on a Mamba and a third lance. Apparently the Mamba was their favourite because it turned it from a bit fast in a straight line to woohoo territory on a Mamba. Yes, because that also has the size 5 thrusters, doesn't it?
Oh, a Mamba, and I think a Mamba's. It may I can't remember. I think it's got 6, but then again, the thruster size doesn't actually matter for the top speed. It was more about how twisty turny and flippy it was, and yeah, it's not even that. No, the thruster class only changes how much mass you can pull with it.
Ah, but if you fit the new kind of thruster, then you get more spinny.
Certainly the new kind, yeah.
Yeah. So we're not sure it's designed to be fitted to anything else. It would certainly invalidate your warranty if you did, especially if you had a percussive ship-to-planet incident and then asked for a rebuy and they went, "What did you fit to it?" And you went, "No, I may have stuck some."
Yeah, no, you have to have genuine Zorgon Peterson parts to fit the Mamba, not core dynamics like aftermarkets. No
aftermarket stuff in there, and definitely no blue neon or dustbins fitted as exhaust pipes on the back of it or anything. From the front view there, it does have quite the profile of it for combat. If it's coming straight at you and you're trying to shoot it, that's quite a narrow profile there. I was just trying to see in that screenshot of the cockpit, and it's going past way too quickly. Yeah, they do look like they are. There's not a shieldless build, but they do look like they've got 0 left in their power distributor under weapons, as far as I can tell. But anyway, so the Kestrel, small fighter though. I mean, everybody rushes to get the big ships. Everybody rushes to get their Corvette or their, and a lot of people missed out on the early days. Back when I was a lad, and we all flew Vipers and Sidewinders. We had enormous fun in small ships doing combat, not the great big behemoths that came subsequently. Do you think this is an attempt by the Pilots Federation to sort of resurrect small ship combat?
Sort of. So I think there are some ships that are on the borderline where they're one side or the other of the pad size, but how they actually fly is different to that. If you take, for example, the Python 1, that fits on a medium pad, but in many aspects it functions like a large ship. If you look at its module sizes, like how much cargo it can hold. Conversely, if you look at the Imperial Clipper, that only fits on large pads, but flies in every way like a medium ship. It's very fast. I think this one, it happens to fit on small pads, but it's got so many aspects of a medium ship. I mean, especially that weapons loadout. There are mediums, like if you take the Federal Assault Ship, for example, you've got 2 medium, 2 large. This one's got 2 small, 3 large. So its loadout in terms of module classes it's on par with the cheaper, more budget-sized medium ships. It just happens to fit on a small pad.
Well, that's down to the Mandalay-style little legs underneath. Because it does seem to sort of perch on, like a bird, on little tiny legs underneath, rather than great big chunky landing gears.
Yeah,
it seems much more delicate. And of course, I've been reminded by somebody, I did forget about the vulture. How could I forget about the vulture? So yeah, we did have a second bird. So this is now the third bird. But yeah, so this is probably, I mean, with that hardpoint configuration, this is a vulture killer. I mean, effectively, it's rendered the vulture not very good anymore.
The vulture, the vulture is probably going to be tougher. Like, I haven't seen its armor hardness or its armor total yet. The vulture, as well, it holds its speed very well, as I established in a previous space quiz. You can take all your points out of engines and it only loses 10% of its speed.
Yeah.
That, and also the vulture, it's probably going to be, especially shielded, you're probably going to find that the vulture is more of a tank.
Yeah, because the vulture's only got 2 large hardpoints. So this is comprehensively outgunned. Or the vulture's comprehensively outgunned by this one. But it is a bit of a flying brick by comparison. I mean, the description of a vulture does say that it's got really powerful lateral thrusters on the vulture to evade incoming fire. But I don't think they're going to be a match for these new thrusters that they've got coming for the Kestrel. Though Kestrel versus Vulture in a fight in real life, my money's on the Vulture. Bloody big bastards.
What the silhouette of that ship reminds me of.
Go on then.
It's a plesiosaur.
It's a plesiosaur. Oh, I suppose so.
Yes, yeah.
It has a bit of an aquatic line to it in places, yeah. What he's doing in an ice field like that, or maybe he's hunting bounties in an ice field. So this leans into the other bit about the that we were talking about during the news about the we'll talk about operations later, but the feature rework that they're talking about, which I think is coming in the latter part of the year. There are no hints at all what it could be, but we were trying to think logically about is it going to be mining? And I think the answer has got to be, they got the new mining cannon, and I just can't see they could do much with mining.
Here we do think BGS. The way Piers Jackson...
Hands off.
Well, I know. So, see, the only argument against BGS was that it would be difficult, whereas...
Massively complex.
Whereas if you just listen to what Piers Jackson was saying about it, that how it's ingrained in Elite, it's at the core of Elite, and the other comments were that it's needed some TLC for a while. It's been in our books for a while. Well, we're thinking BGS.
Well, I see. At the core of Elite, we're talking Elite, not Elite Dangerous. Bounty hunting. If you look back in the day, trading and bounty hunting are the 2 core elements of Elite originally. And you see, bounty hunting hasn't had any love since day one.
That's possible.
Because if you think, trading or bounty hunting are the 2 core. If you were to read the Bible according to Braben, the big tome that he keeps in the office.
One of the other comments though was that they like seeing what players do with it, which would apply more to the BGS than to an individual action which ties into the BGS.
It would do. I mean, as somebody who has played the BGS and with Hutton over many years, and also seen on a computer screen somewhere at some point the giant mesh that is how the BGS actually works. OMG.
And Jinx Chrome comes in. We explorers would like to have a word with you about core features.
Yeah, but we're talking about Elite in general. I mean, explorers. Could be like seeing what people could do with it. I mean, that comment does scream BGS, but we know that, for instance, last couple of times they've tinkered with it, lots broke very quickly. Very quickly.
If it's just a kind of rework though, then you can still break things, I suppose. But if it, just kind of following the pattern, we have the Thargoid War, where systems had bars, progress bars for changing hands. Then we have Power Play 2, where we've got the same system, but juggled around a bit to suit Power Play more. It could be something like that for the BGS. So you can imagine you've got an expansion bar or a retreat bar, that kind of thing.
Well, that's a visual tweak. But if you think that every action you take in the galaxy is an input into what's referred to as the BGS, whether it's trading, it's bounties, it's all these things are inputs in missions on foot and all sorts. So all of these little inputs contribute to the three kinds of states. Your security, your economic, and what was the thing? Oh, the special states. Things like outbreaks. So oh goodness, I don't even want to think about the headache that would be trying to rework all of
you
that.
Could have an infrastructure integrity bar, for infrastructure failure. You could
and
literally make little bars for all of these,
because we've got all the colonization that's happened, the massive expansion of the bubble and things, and it just oh crikey! I mean, it'd be brilliant if it was, because it's a new fun way of doing things.
But isn't that so? Is it still the case that one minor faction can only have one expansion in the entire galaxy at the same time?
Yes, it is. Otherwise, we just go splat, and there'd be a million Hutton faction, or insert faction here.
But see, that's what Trailblazers has done, though, because you can now expand, in a sense, to a new system.
Well, yes, you're getting multiple new systems every single week because of Hanky. who has all of them. Yes.
So I wonder. So perhaps if we do presume it's BGS, or suppose it's BGS, then what they might be doing is looking at expansion as sort of harmonizing that with Trailblazers.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously the recognition of you being part of your faction and supporting your local. But see, you do the BGS. Does that mean missions would then be redone as well? Because obviously missions are one of the major input factors into the BGS. Your influence.
They're an input and output. So
yes.
the present state massively affects what missions are available.
Well, not just that, but it affects the USSs. It affects the NPCs you see when you're flying around. The actual outputs of the BGS are quite pronounced. I mean, all the USSs that nobody ever goes to anymore, and all the little scenarios in those are affected, as are the stations. It affects the prices in the trading. I mean, it's a massive underlying element to the galaxy. I mean, your prices are affected by if you're in expansion or boom, as we seem to be a lot, or investment. Availability of stuff on the market, but availability of ship parts as well, I think, is affected by certain BGS states. So, crikey! I mean, you adjust that. You're adjusting trade. You're adjusting missions. You're adjusting all sorts of things. Whether settlements are online or offline, even. If you have pirate attacks in a system or terrorist attacks. So yeah, I mean the elements that it touches, it's in the background, but it literally touches every aspect. Apart from Power Play is borderline affected by it, but not directly. Indirectly,
Or Power Play does affect, in its own way, affect some of those things. Like, for example, actually I haven't checked with Power Play 2, but it was always the case that Lavinia Duval would close any black markets in that space.
Yes, which is why rares go offline and lots of people battle to get the rares back online. Okay, so it could be BGS. My goodness, if it is, that's putting the fox in the hen house a little bit. A lot of relearning to do, and crikey, that'll take a lot of testing. But it's very hard for them to test the same way we did, because we expanded into the test system, as you know, back in the day when we broke the BGS quite heavily and got stuck in states for weeks on end. Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, bounty hunting would be cool, though. It is.
It would, yeah.
Yeah. Actually being able to hunt somebody as opposed to turn up and just blast everything and get cash for it. That would be.
If it is BGS, so a thing you won't have seen, not having seen the video, is that they did seem to have a new graduate game designer who was actually on the couch answering questions as well. So I'm wondering whether they've tossed.
You put a new graduate. I mean, having met the people that were in charge of implementing it and working, would you put a graduate on something that new and complex? They might be a brilliant graduate, but
it was only a couple of years ago they had in effect close enough to a graduate redoing they're doing the AI for the new Thargoids.
No, fair enough. There are some deeply clever people out there, and they do have a history of hiring incredibly clever people to do these kind of things. So, yeah, I mean, if it's somebody's full-time task, I don't envy them. I mean, I don't think it's going to be mining, trading. What else could you do with it? I mean, you could make it a little more active and interactive, but...
Well, Piers Jackson actually complimented trading as is. Like he said he loves trading. Like he gets a little dopamine. He said he gets a dopamine hit when he sells that cargo, and it's especially good when he delivers it to a construction site in a Trailblazers system.
Yeah, so, or like you did to build all the Coriolis's and all of the asteroid bases in a system. Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of still ongoing. In fact, I just docked to load up some more steel.
Okay, so I mean, Flossy, I mean, what would be on your wish list though for major feature rewrite? I mean, are you in line with people saying exploration, or what would make you go squee?
I don't know. I just like everything about it. So anything new is. I don't have any particular wishes. Just anything new.
Anything new, and I mean, Amelia, I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
More mining.
Yep.
You want special little mining launched fighters to go and mine and then shoot stuff off, and then your big ship harvests them up.
Fire and forget mining drones.
No. Where you actually pilot a little mining ship, and leave your big one there, hoovering things up, and you can fly around mining in your little SLF. Or,
that might be cool.
Or planet surface mining?
Like automated systems on the big ship, so you can leave the big ship in your little fighter.
Yeah, and all the limpets going all over the place. Yeah.
But you're still able to have the big ship picking everything up for you as you mine it.
Yeah, Mooncake agrees with you.
Of course.
Yeah. Or surface mining. I think a lot of people, they've seen the mining rigs on some of these settlements and go, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you could deploy little mining rigs and... do surface mining.
I mean, surface mining would be cool, but I like being in the ship.
You like making things go boom.
You'd stay in the ship. You'd carpet bomb the surface from the ship.
Oh my
I'm
goodness!
liking the sound of that.
That might be cool.
Just leave a big crater, but then obviously all settlements would be impervious to this one. Otherwise, Vulkarius should use it next time we go on an on-foot mission to try and do some combat with this Vulkarius with a few mining blasts coming down. So yeah, mining is that a major rework of a major feature? Don't know. I mean, crime and punishment. A lot of people bleating about that one, but that's not a feature. That's just a small element of what happens if you're naughty. It's not a major feature. Exploration, well. Scan planet, probe planet, poke squidgy thing, cash in. I mean, you've got the space exobiology. The what do you call it? The little mollusks and things that hasn't had love for a while. And finding phenomena out in space. I mean that hasn't had any love, but not sure. But we shall see. Did they give any indication about when they would be telling us more about this?
Telling us more, probably no. They didn't really say. They only had the roadmap. That didn't say when they'd release more info.
Okay, and then Litho. They were then talking about the BP red nose and the picking things up with pincers.
Yeah, apparently the bulb in his nose is blown, and they're looking to find a spare somewhere. But then they discovered the batteries had gone flat, and then somebody had lost the tweezers. And so, operations are going to be delayed for another few weeks or
But
months,
what do we know about it? What have they said other than soon? I mean, it's for multiple people to engage in. I think they said that.
It's for teams of people to engage in.
Yep.
And there will be a similar style of thing. People will be used to the way it works with regards to picking up missions and going off to do them together.
Like Frontline Solutions style.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll be similar to that, and they'll be rushing off to do things together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes on the ground, sometimes in ships, sometimes.
Okay,
a mix
so
of
it's
the
not
above.
just space operations; it's operations
Nope,
in general.
it's multimodal, apparently including attacking things that are flying, like megaships. Sorry, I say attacking, possibly rescuing or saving or salvaging. Who knows?
Or going inside and poking a panel and unlocking things. And okay, so we're maybe talking. Okay, people talk about ship interiors. We're talking big ship interiors. We're talking like your fleet carrier, but more corridors and a little beepy thing that goes beep 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 beep, beep as people come around the corner.
And I think I also saw that you don't necessarily all need to be stood on the same station to group up as a team to do one of these things.
Oh, so person
As
A
long as you're
pushes a
at-
button
As long
on
as you're
beacon.
at a station,
Oh, right.
then everybody at 3, 4, 5, however many it is, different stations can all get together in their wing or team or whatever the grouping is called
Yeah.
and do a single operation together. So I guess some of them must
Okay.
be virtual heads in jars at the time. But
So we're
we'll
talking
see how it
a
works
bit like
once it's arrived.
CQC style lobby, are we? Or
Possibly.
okay.
But I think it's more integrated into the galaxy than that.
So one of you turns a
But,
switch off in area A, and then person B sees a beep and can do some. Okay, well, it'd be quite good to see any kind of integrated.
I think they'll all be hitting the same megaship once the frontline solution ship gets them there.
Right, so it's
But
not.
I don't think they all need to start off in the same place. That you can get more than one taxi to your destination.
Okay, I mean raiding a bank vault. I mean at the back. If you go to the back of the squadron carrier, obviously you've got that big sort of docking circular door at the back, and what looks like a bank vault just behind it. So we're going the full Ocean's 11.
Except it'll probably be fewer than 11 people.
Well,
So it'll be Ocean's 4.
Yes, Ocean's 4. Okay, well, I mean, interesting. And obviously we are advocates of PWP gameplay, player with player.
Absolutely.
Anything that encourages more PWP, or poop if you're Welsh, is a good thing.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
And looking forward to being in a tight corridor with Flossy stood somewhere in front of me with the rocket launcher.
Oh, yes.
Not behind me with the rocket launcher. Flossy.
Why? What on earth do you think I'd do with it?
Oh, well, something like that, you know? Ow. Yes, back of the head. I have been stood in front of you before when the rocket launcher's gone off, Flossy, and that ear still hasn't recovered. I'm still deaf in it from that rocket going past it. Okay, so was there anything else they revealed during it? There were more ships coming as well. Was it 5 or the 5? Is it Kestrel plus 5, or is it Kestrel plus 4?
Kestrel plus 5. Yeah.
So one every 2
5.
months. Are they releasing them in pairs though now, or are they doing them so every 2 months?
The summer one was a pair. The rest were individual, I think.
They're scattered through the year. There was a plan of roughly when they would be, but they're not regular.
It was Kestrel first, then Kestrel plus ship plus operations, 2 ships, ship plus feature rework, and then 1 ship.
Okay, and that's in 5 phases. So, okay. So every couple of months, maybe. Given the operations is April, February, March, April. So we're talking 2 vessels, sort of June-ish, and a feature reboot and redacted vessel just before ECM, and then a winter one, or maybe just after ECM. We shall see, and then a winter one. Talking of that, ECM. Litho. We don't have Little Grey here.
No, we don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to talk about it. Well, did I hear a rumour that contracts had been signed?
I think you might have done, because I heard the same rumour.
You did?
And I heard
okay.
it from you. When you signed them.
You mean it was my autograph on the bottom of the contracts? Yes.
Might have been.
Contracts have been signed for ECM. So we need an ECM roadmap, which basically says February, no ECM. April, no ECM. Summer, no ECM.
Well, hold on. So it will be February or like March or whenever. Tickets on sale.
February tickets on sale. Yes. Yep.
Then we have a feature announcement, maybe? I don't know.
We do a feature announcement featuring more stuff from Vulkarius.
This year with working networking.
With three working networking, yes. So various news about ECM. It is going to be on the first weekend in September this year. Now we were aiming for the same dates as before, but as a parent of a youngster who'll be getting their A-level results and turning to his age of majority, etc., all in August, it was a bit much. But then we had one spare date in August, but the venue went, "Oh no, you can't have that one." I was like, why can't we have that one?
So the first weekend in September is that the 5th, the Saturday the 5th.
That would be Saturday the 5th. Absolutely, yes. So if you're booking out any time to think about going to ECM, it is going to be that weekend, the weekend of the 5th. Yep. Obviously, don't rush out and get hotel rooms, whatever yet, because we're going to have our codes with the venue and special prices and whatever. So the hotel didn't let us have the other date that we wanted in August because our contact there, the marvellous Helen, is getting married at that hotel and kidnapping the suite we would have been using because she's getting married in it. But
that's a good reason.
It's a good reason, but she said she has postponed her honeymoon until after ECM. So she will be looking after us, having just got married the weekend before, I think. Yeah, her week afterwards will be looking after us, which is a great way, to recover from getting married. And she will be going on her honeymoon afterwards, but that's a reasonable excuse. In terms of what's changed, they have refurbished all of the rooms at the hotel, or they're in the middle of it at the moment. So there's a complete refurbishment of all of the rooms. Not that they were nice to start with. They're letting us have all the space again in our private bar and all these bits and bobs. They have managed to keep the price the same, so the price hasn't gone up, which is dead handy. And what else? Oh, and we have had a stern word about the internet, which Litho and Gray have been working on, and that's solved. And we've had a stern word about the dinner, and they've come up with a new plan for dinner. And by way of saying sorry for last year, they're also chucking us in free dessert as well for everybody.
Ooh.
So cake for everybody or something.
Yeah. They didn't do a dessert last time. Whereas usually you just get an eaten mess in because it's easy and everyone can just.
No, I get an eaten mess because I love it. And
waiting for it.
Well,
yes,
I'd have thought. Okay, I'd presume because it was relatively easy and anyone can just choose which of the three components they want.
As long as it's strawberries, because eaten mess with anything else, like berry compote, is illegal, according to me. It should be with strawberries and strawberries only, no nasty raspberries in an eaten mess, thank you very much. This is not a pavlova. So, yes, and they're sorting out the dinner menu as well to be much better.
What is their stance on pets?
They're fans, but I'm not sure that their insurers and management are. We may talk to Helen to see whether they're flexible on portable cats.
Okie dokie.
Same venue, though, up in Coventry.
I've never been there.
You did? You were on screen. I saw you.
I've never actually physically been there.
Right, okay. You were virtually there. No,
I was virtually there.
Yeah.
I saw a ghost. Was a ghost there?
The ghost of Apology Officers past, yes. Anyway, so ECM, 5th of September, weekend of 5th of September, it is one day again. We are quite flattered that we have been copied by somebody as well. There were a few members of the retro community at our one last time, and it turns out that this may also, Zap, with many Zs on it, the retro event held up in the Midlands, has actually moved to the same venue as us because they loved it so much when they came to join us.
So when's their event?
Their event is in May. Tickets are on sale. They are marginally smaller than us, but they've got lots of stands and stuff you can buy. So I think they've limited to 150 people, I think. May the 15th to 16th. Yeah.
That was just kind of casual interest. So.
Yeah, May the 15th to 16th at the Village Hotel. And obviously celebrating the classic gaming magazine, Zap, ! 64, first published in May 1985. So, yes, That's in May. So if you really want to get the hotel fix in and you like your retro, you can always go and look up Zap Live. I believe Babster, who some of you may have met at the last event, may well be there as well. But yeah, that's ECM news, which is even better than news of the Kestrel.
Can I announce the thing I have official dibs on?
Are you going to be doing an early feature announcement?
Oh, I see. It's like that.
Yes. Now we're announcing that we're going to be announcing that the tickets will be going live, and then we're going to announce features afterwards.
Aha, good plan.
Yeah.
So this is a feature announcement. There will be a feature announcement
in the future.
Indeed. Yep. It's a future feature announcement.
Yep, and obviously if there's any stuff anybody wants to I think we could do this, or remember it is put on by all of us, the community, for each other, so if anybody has a cunning idea about what they want to see there or do there or anything else, then do let us know, because we can always speak to people and see what fun we can put on for the day. Okay, well that's Frontier Deadstream and ECM. Why has somebody passed me a can of Kestrel Lager?
I thought that's what they named the ship after.
Premium Super Lager, born in Scotland, 9%. No, that's fighting talk, that is. Okay, I suppose we're going with space news then. Anybody else got anything else before we go to space news? 3, 2, 1, space news.
Space news!
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
And first this evening. No, I've just pasted completely the wrong thing in there. So first this evening, I think hand over to you, Lithobreaker. Amelia, you can quiz him about it, because I haven't read it yet.
I haven't read it yet either.
No, just let him tell you what it is first. Go, Lithobreaker,
Okay.
What's the first one?
It's a galaxy with almost no stars in it.
Oh, my
Which galaxy
background's
is that?
my background's gone funny again. Yeah.
How
Okay.
many stars does it have?
Maybe none, but it's hard to see. They found a galaxy about 250 million light years away, 300 million light years away.
That's pretty close,
Okay.
then.
And yeah, relatively, it's not way off in the far distance of the universe, and it's dark. It's just a massive glob of dark matter.
Well, it doesn't have a globular cluster. Is that right?
No, it doesn't have stars. It has got globular clusters orbiting it,
Right.
which is how they know it's there. But it doesn't have a galaxy.
So there
It's
are
just
globular clusters orbiting nothing.
Orbiting a blob of nothing.
Right.
Now, they've found galaxies before now with very little dark matter, and galaxies with quite a lot of dark matter, but this is the first time they found the dark matter without the galaxy. So
Is this a bit like
spooky.
the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? We can do love and blood without the... Anyway, but no, you
Yeah,
can't. You have to
pretty
have
much,
blood.
yeah.
You have to have blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot rhetoric, wasn't it? Love and rhetoric without... Yeah, but yeah, blood and rhetoric, or you can have love and blood, but you've got to have the blood if it's Shakespeare. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, it's just
this is
a
Hubble,
first
though.
discovery of a galaxy that isn't there. It was Hubble and Euclid.
Okay, but I mean, Hubble is an antique now. I mean, it's how many million years old is Hubble?
It's 30 something, but it's still a fabulous telescope.
It is. Oh, crikey. It was launched in 1990.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's something like 8 times oversubscribed to still. There's far more stuff to look at with Hubble than there is time on Hubble.
Right.
So,
okay.
yeah, it's still very busy.
And they're maintaining it as a result. So, cool. Candidate Dark Galaxy 2, CDG2, is it's interestingly named.
Yes, that reminds me of the airport in France.
Is it made of cubes? That's the
Yes.
question.
So, I mean, which was the first candidate?
That was
Okay.
CDG1.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
CDG-1. Here we go. I'm looking it up. It up. It says... oh, no, that's the airport. No! I don't... did Hubble find that one as well?
If you look in the article that you got on screen, 3 paragraphs below what's on screen at the moment, there's a link to CDG-1.
CDG-1. Oh, is explained here. Click. Am I human? Oh, no, it's all gone wrong. No, I've killed it. I've definitely killed it. No, never mind. Quick refresh. Fine. It's in the Perseus galaxy cluster. Okay.
Yep.
That's where the Perseids come from. Well, they're in that direction, isn't it?
Yes.
Hence the name.
Or from a guy called Percy. Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay, that was number 1. Any other questions before we move to number 2? I've lost it now. Here we go. Yeah, I've got it back.
Number 2 is just a quick update.
A quick update. Okay.
And an announcement of date. Bit like ECM, really.
It sounds like the UK. Please tell us what it is.
The next wet dress rehearsal for Artemis 2.
Right.
So Artemis 2 Take 2.
So it's
February 19th.
The wet rocket competition.
Yeah.
Okay. What is a wet dress rehearsal for us noobs?
It's a full stack, full fueling, full countdown with everything apart from the engine ignition.
So just nobody runs up and lights the blue touch paper.
Correct. And there's no people on board for obvious reasons. Last time they did it, they found a few little leaky valves and hydrogen emissions down near the base of the rocket where there was far more hydrogen floating around than there should have been. But they think they fixed all of that, so they're going for it again tonight.
And Amelia? Amelia, is this
yes.
one you are going to, when it does go up as our first mission, not quite to the moon, but near it, are you going to miss this one? Or are you going to try and see this one?
Oh, I'll definitely try and see it, but I will definitely miss it.
Right. Okay.
Catch it on YouTube, you'll be fine.
Yep. So
there's still a live stream going for anybody that's interested.
And there's going to be, so basically it's a sort of a drive-by of the moon in preparation for, this is what they call a dress rehearsal for the next landing on the moon.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
It's proving out all of the flight systems with people on board and making sure everything works properly and proving that we can do it and that the oven works. So
the only bit they have to do after that is then get down and up again. But then the rest of the mission is most. Excuse me, goodness gracious! I'm allergic to little Grey in his bucket. Oh dear, he's making me. Oh, yes, thank you, little Grey. Fine. So they're currently targeting March.
Yes,
in their roadmap.
The March window, which is only going to be 2 weeks away from now.
Yep. For a circumlunar
presuming the wet test goes well.
Okay, and then talking of tests and moons and rockets, is that vaguely related to
that? Would be the other moon mission.
The moon mission is Button Moon, Mr. Spoon.
That's the one.
Right. Okay. So what's this one about? This was on Valentine's Day. This one was published. Yes.
Yeah. This one was about China doing a successful test and the rocket that they're planning on sending to the moon in about 2030, Long March 10. Successful launch, successful in-flight abort test. Everything went swimmingly.
So this is one where they're planning on landing on the moon, though, as opposed to going round it like Artemis is. Right, okay.
Well, they've got a lot of steps in between now and then, just the same as we have. Their current estimate is 2030, they will have people landing on the moon. They've done loads of rovers so far and loads of different probes and things, and they're just putting together some heavy lift systems to get bigger stuff up there. But at the moment, they're right on time to the schedule that they originally stated.
They say by the end of the decade.
Good. Yeah.
At the moment, yes. A Long March 10, whatever that is in Chinese.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hit go because it usually plays adverts and upsets me and whatever. But so the test represents the 5 first times, as we call it, the inaugural ignition flight of the Long March 10 carrier rocket. It's the country's first maximum dynamic pressure escape test for a spacecraft. It's the first sea landing and recovery of the return capsule, and it's the first sea landing of the rocket's first stage body.
Yeah, it's actually a reusable booster that they're using for it. So the stage 1 comes back down and is theoretically reusable. So it's the first landing test of that, and it absolutely.
So they've gone a bit Elon Musk. Yes,
they certainly have. And the max cure abort test is the maximum dynamic pressure, the worst time in the flight for stresses on the vehicle.
So
and
if it was
the most
going to go
difficult
boom,
time for anything to work. Yeah, if it's going to go boom, it's going to go then. And at that point, they decided, let's detach the capsule for safety purposes and escape as if something had gone wrong. And it went fine.
Okay,
so
and there's a picture on screen
they
of them.
They can get their astronauts off.
Yeah, landing it at sea. They're not landing on barges quite yet, but they did have a controlled descent down to sea level.
Yeah.
And it managed not to hit that boat.
Yeah, same as SpaceX. They bring it down just off the bay so that they know exactly where it would have been if they'd wanted it to, but they don't lose the barge if it goes horribly wrong. So what they do is they stop it just above the water, switch off the engine, it drops in, and then they fish it out.
And it sort of makes a noise a bit like,
No,
not that one. Wrong button. It makes a noise like...
Yeah, a bit like that.
That one, as it sinks.
That's the one, yeah. That's the one, yeah.
Yep, but not that one, which was a bit disgusting. Okay. Well done, everybody, because the more people doing it, the more of a race there is, the more fun everybody has watching rockets go whoosh. And we get really cool pictures of the moon, and we're not going to shut up the nobody went to the moon deniers, are we?
No.
It's all CG.
It'll now just be 2 different countries that haven't landed people on the moon.
And that links in the piece of music I accidentally played about no CG. Definitely no CG on this one.
Yeah.
Or CGI.
No, it's all done with practical effects.
As opposed to impractical effects.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'm going to hand over to whoever's going to be doing this next bit, and I don't envy you reading this bit out. I'm going to do the Space News outro, and whoever's reading this, good luck, and if you pull a muscle in your tongue or spray deep heat in your mouth or something, don't do that, it's dangerous. No. But yes, I'll give you a lozenge. Here we go.
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
Do we have a word of the week?
Oh boy, do we have a word of the week this week. I think this one might be more of a word of the month.
Do you want to try it first?
Yep, sure. This week's word of the week is hippomonstrosesquipedaliophilia. Not, please note, hippomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. That is a different word entirely.
That is
this
true.
Is hippomonstrosesquipedaliophilia.
Hippomonstrosesquipedaliophilia.
Mm-hmm.
You can get
And
cream
what does
for
that mean?
It is the enjoyment, fascination, or love of very long words.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Oh, I certainly can. After the words of the week got longer and longer, we're starting to suspect that somebody in the radio crew definitely has hippomonstrosesquipedaliophilia.
Well done.
Hippomonstro.
And I'm never saying that again.
The last time I heard the words hippo and monstro was when somebody saw me in the bath. Anyway. Ba-dum-tush. Before I lost all that weight. Yes. Well, thank you very much for your hippomonstrosesquipedaliophilia. I might develop some hippomonstrosesquipedaliophobia as a result of reading it too many times. But are we quizzing this week, or are we going to be going straight into the CG news? How are we on time? It is 10 p.m.
We do have a quiz ready.
We do have a quiz. Is it a speedy quiz though? This is the quick fire quiz.
Mostly, yeah. It's really, well, I kind of rely on Litho to play the thing,
Litho?
Yeah.
I'll hit the button as soon as he puts the question up. Everybody can speed
this
fire.
is
it
quick
this time.
fire. So give us the intro then. Yeah, that one. Okay, that's it.
well-
I win. Oh, no, go on then.
I'll give you 30-second or 30 to 40-second announcement, like notifications about
We
it.
ought to give you a soundboard with your own button.
Yeah. Welcome to this show's quiz, which everyone's welcome to join over at quiz.iniv.space in a browser window on the side or with a mobile device. To celebrate the Core Dynamics Super Duper Super Cruise Overcharged Drive ship debut with its inaugural Odyssey entry, the Kestrel Mark II, this week it's all about small ships. In accordance with the Hutton Orbital Interim Apology Protocol, we apologise for any scoreboard glitches which may have occurred last week. Also in accordance with said protocol, we withhold apology at this time for not having investigated or attempted to fix any scoreboard glitches which may have occurred last week, due to that apology being speculative and therefore too advanced without expert assistance. Anyway, everyone listening live is very welcome to boost their enhanced performance thrusters over to quiz.iniv.space, now or at any time during the quiz to join in. And remember, if you don't at least take a guess, nothing shows up on the grading panel.
I have a complaint. My name doesn't fit in the box.
Mine does.
So does mine.
Mine's monstrous.
Mine's Hippo Monstrous Escapedaliophobic.
You're two characters short, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, one would have done. Just an E on the end would have done.
Don't try and fix it. You'll break everything. No.
I kind
it's
of
all
did.
caught fire.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
I mean, I managed to put in Ooby Doop Scooby Dooby Banooby.
So you can see if you can change it. It should work now.
Yeah, I just needed to refresh. Thank you.
And don't forget to press the post button.
Don't forget your toothbrush.
And don't
Or
forget
your
to make
towel.
Studio 6 the presenter.
That's already been done.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
No, it
I
hasn't
did my
yet.
bit. I did my bit.
There we go.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my. Oh yes.
Load that.
The only good bug is no. Anyway.
Right. Okay. Round one. Which small ship has the heaviest hull?
Small
you have a multiple-
ship has the heaviest.
Yes, the heaviest hull. You have a multiple choice of all the small ships. So it's the Adder, the Cobra 3, Cobra 4, Cobra 5, Diamondback Explorer, Diamondback Scout, Dolphin, Eagle, Hauler, Imperial Courier, Imperial Eagle, Sidewinder, Viper 3, Viper 4, Vulture.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
That was bloody quick. It's just been 30 seconds now.
There you go. I've done it.
I'll wait until 45, honestly. You have an unofficial 3 more seconds.
Panic.
Boo! You said you wanted fast.
I said I would say when it's been 30 seconds. Oh, go on, okay. Which small ship has the toughest armor hardness?
Push the button.
Toughest.
Not
toughest.
In 10 seconds.
This
No, not yet. That's only been 20.
this is meant to be a speed round.
You're gonna give me palpitations.
Right, I'm going to do it. So officially, you've now got 10 seconds.
7, 4.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now. So Serena Dragoon says Cobra Mark 3 is a small ship, right? Yes, it is a small ship.
All of the options. There are no trick answers. Yeah.
I can't promise it will be the answer, but it is a possible small ship, yeah. Question 3. Which small ship trucks the most cargo?
Is that one or that one? Oh, I've got to hit the button. Hang on. Yeah, there we
No,
go.
no.
Saved
You've got a bit more time, although it's coming up. So you have 10 seconds coming up
Detonation in
now.
10 seconds.
I'm having panic attacks behind the desk here. Oh, the klaxon went off. Flossy,
dear.
Flossy, get him.
Ow!
Right.
In the meantime, we have the heaviest hull is the Diamondback Explorer.
Really?
Yes, it's 260 tons, which is more than a Fer-de-Lance and a Mamba, and it's just under the Corsair.
The courier
Damn it,
is
that was-
the Imperial
that was
courier
my-
is not heavy then.
That was my first guess, but I changed it because I thought, no, it can't be, because it's an explorer.
I did the same.
Well, it is on the scale of things with the Class 5 frameshift drive. It is actually pretty light, but yeah, so
Okay.
it happens to have a big FSD as well.
A big flipping what? Yeah.
The toughest armor hardness is on the Vulture, as almost everyone got.
I only got that one because I looked it up earlier when I was looking up the Vulture's combat capabilities.
Yes. Against the Kestrel, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, it's fitting. Yeah, so it's got 55 hardness, which is on par with the Crate Mark II.
It's
The
as
hardness,
hard
by
as
the way,
nails.
the hardness, by the way, that reduces hull damage if the weapon piercing is lower. And the most cargo is on the Cobra Mark V, which maybe some returning commanders may not be familiar with the Cobra 5. It can hold 110 tons, which is between the keelback and the Type 6.
Okay.
So, there we go. Round 2. We have question 1. This is all about manufacturers, by the way. Question 1. Who produces the hauler?
Oh, it's down to 2. Whichever one I put's going to be wrong.
Same.
I happen to know this one. I don't know why. Before I even saw the list, I know that is that one. Yes.
And button.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Question 2. Who produces the Dolphin?
I like the Dolphin. I think it's
Yeah.
it's a very cute ship.
Yeah.
It's one you
Yeah,
do
10
want to walk around the inside around and look out the windows. And things.
Yeah.
It does look like
Yes.
the kind of ship you'd want to walk around in.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vulture you'd
Yeah,
walk
10
around in, hit your head, tangled in cables, and die horribly. Whereas the Dolphin is probably padded walls and sofas and things.
And a wet
the,
bar.
the time passed a while ago, so I'll say you've got 5 seconds now.
4, 2,
Two.
0.
1.
Yeah.
Question 3.
Boom.
Who produces the Imperial Eagle?
I'm going to hazard a guess at this because I'm not entirely sure.
All mine, I guess it.
I think it's this one, but I'm not 100%.
They make white ships.
Yeah, they do.
Button.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
And we have... For the hauler, it is Zorgon Peterson.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah,
ZPG.
it's kind of got a Lake-Oni name, but it does not have a Lake-Oni cockpit.
Definitely
For
not a
the-
Lake Connie cockpit.
Nope. Yep, for the Dolphin, that is Saud-Kruger, as they do all the passenger vessels. Although it is white, and Gutermeyer, they probably did. In fact, they probably commissioned the spray paint for Gutermeyer. But...
It's made by the same company that makes the Orca and the Beluga.
Yeah, all of the passenger liners look a bit Gutermeyer-y.
And for the Imperial Eagle is made by Gutermeyer.
I cannot believe I got all three of those right.
I'm thinking the same. That's the first round there's ever been in any quiz where I got 3 out of 3 in a single round.
Me too.
Well done. Well,
And
one more round to go, so brace yourselves. This one. Question 1. What was your first small ship after the initial Sidewinder?
I didn't have a Sidewinder.
You didn't have a Sidewinder?
No, because I was a backer.
Cobra.
I got a Cobra.
Well, this was back in the sort of the alpha days, so I'm going to have to answer that one.
Well, okay. So you can put Cobra Mark IV as the answer to this, and that will be correct if indeed that is the case. There are also a couple of options at the end, by the way. If you're a commander that's new, are still using the Sidewinder, there is a still using Sidewinder option, or if you skipped all the others and went to a medium, you can choose that as well. So there we go. Oh, and button.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Question 2. Do you own a Cobra Mark IV?
Oh dear, this will divide everybody. I should say, are you old enough to own a Cobra Mark IV? were you there at the birth of
at the dawning of the third age of mankind?
In days of old when ships were bold and Mandalays weren't invented.
And finally, so 3309. What is your favourite small ship?
Ooh,
that's a tough question.
that's an easy one.
It is, isn't it? It's an awful question, this one.
It's an easy one. Nostalgia is a thing.
Not. Yeah, but
see, I mean,
nostalgia's really good, and that one's really cool. And I always spootle about the bubble in that one. So,
I mean, Asp is a small ship, right?
No, the Asp
through a hot wash.
No, the Asp Scout and Explorer fit on medium pads.
But I want to say my SLF is my favourite small ship.
Well, that doesn't have landing gear, so I don't think that's.
It does. It flipping well does.
SLFs.
Yeah, they have landing gears. How do you think they'll? You see them all the time with the landing gears in the bay.
But there's no landing gear. But there's no landing gear button. That was my main complaint about.
No, there's no landing gear button,
CQC.
but it does have a landing gear.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
You can see it in the livery screen. The Taipan, beautiful.
They're docking clamps.
They are not. They're landed. You can see them.
Yeah, they're landed on docking clamps.
And before this continues, we have after the initial Sidewinder, most commanders bought a Cobra Mark III. So that's quite a good spread.
I remember my Mark III very fondly. It's the first time you get away from the Sidewinder, and it's such a versatile ship. You can do virtually anything in it.
You've got Flossy with the 4. We've got a couple of light combat pilots with an Eagle and a Viper 3.
Oh, mine was a 3.
And
You know what's funny? I started the game with a Cobra Mark IV, and I didn't fly it. I flew the Sidewinder because I thought it looked cute.
It is. I've still got my Sidewinder.
So do I.
I don't.
It's really handy when you're trying to move ships around in bulk, because it's really cheap to get shipped somewhere when you need to pick it up again.
As for owning a Cobra Mark IV, we have a yes and we have an emphatic yes, which was and a yarp. Yes, that kind of is.
And then of course,
That was mine. Yeah.
And you can't prove anything.
Oh, wait. That shouldn't have got points. That wasn't a yes/no answer.
It wasn't a yes/no question.
Yes, it was. It was,
Yes,
do
it
you own a
was.
Cobra Mark IV?
That's a yes/no question. I'm pretty sure.
Technically, the answer does have to be yes or no.
I mean, you can say maybe if you want to be mysterious. That is technically an answer.
So it's not a yes or no question. You can't prove anything is a maybe.
It gets 1 point. What about I suppose? Okay, whoever answered 80,085, are we interpreting that as owning
that's how many they have.
5 Cobra Mark IVs? Oh,
No, I did not put that. That was not me.
There we go. Moving on. Your favourite small ship. We have, apart from a few Lakon splitaways, apparently with the Diamondback Explorer, we have Falcon de Lacy taking it with Cobra
We know
3s,
which one
Cobra
Flossy
5s, and a Cobra 4.
I picked Diamondback Explorer. I have very fond memories of that. It took me to the core the first time I went to the core.
Yeah. And because I know 21 wants to move on with it.
There we go. Look, it's got a landing gear.
You're still looking for that picture.
It has a landing gear. Oh, look, they're not docking clamps; they're a landing gear. There you go. There you go. I'll put it right now.
You can't prove that wasn't Space Grok that drew that. Anyway,
I
the
can.
scores.
Yeah, you can. It was fully dressed.
We have the joint first. We have Noddy Spice and Bograt with 24 points.
That is a lot of high scores right there.
Yeah, well, mainly because the last round everybody got, apart from Dead Meat GF, got got points in that last round.
Mooncake's Toy Mouse.
So well done, everyone.
Well done, Bograt and Noddy Spice.
Core dynamic boobs.
Are they like special ones? Should I know
Very
something
special,
about these?
I-
In
They're just-
case
they're
I ever
well
encountered
armoured.
them. Yeah, right, okay.
They're very well armoured.
As opposed to ZPG boobs. Okay, are we ready, Flossy, for the next bit?
Yep.
We have to do
are.
you a theme tune for no CGs, but we're going to talk about DW3. Hang on a second. We got this. Clicky the button. Hang on a second. This one.
Who is this superhero? Jex?
Nope.
Mia, the apology officer?
No way.
Definitely
man.
not.
Helen, the mild-mannered CG publisher?
Could be.
And I'm going to do.
No CGs this week. What can I say?
What we can say is something about DW3. Take it away, Flossy.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's non-CG news. So no CGs. DW3, Distant World 3, is going well. We spent the last week at Beagle Point and now heading for Waypoint 4. Over to the east and still in the abyss. A mass jump record was attempted from there and was largely successful, with at least 2 full instances jumping together, despite problems getting everyone into the instances, and alternative methods are being investigated. There were a few other events while at Beagle Point, including a trip to Salome's Reach with an over 500 light-years roundabout route, during which many commanders reported some green effects whilst going through witch space. As my Caspian was pretty much straight out of the box and had no engineering, some jumps did involve needing FSD injections, aka Jumponium. Unfortunately, I was late setting off on this trip, and by the time I got there, the events were over. One of those was taking SRVs to the top of a mountain and returning to the bottom with no night vision or lights. There were quite a few other events, but at the moment I just can't think of them all. It's hard to keep up with everything going on. And that's it for this week's non-CG news.
Flossy told you what to do.
And now, it's the return of the Galnet News Digest from Commander Weatherspoon.
Galnet News Update, 19th of February 3312. The truce in the Radicoide Enclave is over, but you probably wouldn't notice the difference. And the Distant Worlds 3 expedition is planning an SRV time trial that ends by diving into a crater. The war between the powers and the HIP 87621 Enclave continues to be lukewarm at best. This week the Emperor has converted a fortified system to a stronghold, but both she and Senator Petraeus have lost one exploited system each, leaving two systems available for any power to claim. Petraeus and Mahan now have a single system each in the Enclave, with Ashling, Antal, Arissa, Grom and Kane all holding significant ground. The winner, if there ever is one, will gain control of the Radicoide supply and access to some sort of unique module, the details of which remain sufficiently obscure that it's not much of an incentive to fight. On the other side of the galaxy, the Distant Worlds expedition said farewell to Beagle Point with a mass jump, and have been heading east from the Abyss towards the top right-hand side of the galaxy. This week's base camp is in the Eiktach KU-D D13-4 system on the delightfully green moon 7AA. Technically, it's a moon, because it orbits a body that orbits a body that orbits the star, leading to a fascinating spirograph-like progress through space. Moon 7AA is covered with tiny volcanoes, and on Sunday there'll be an SRV time trial that involves going round a big one, circumnavigating a little one, and orbiting a medium one, before heading back to the big one and diving headfirst into the crater. It's what counts as fun when you're 20,000 light years from the nearest Odyssey settlement.
It's nice to have them back. Thank you, Beetle Spoon and Weather Jude.
Yay!
Should we go raid someone?
Oh no, we ended the show. I ran over a little bit this week, but we will go raid somebody in a minute. So what I was going to do is, rather than me drop it right at the end, I thought I'd set somebody with a data pad next to them. Or is it a Dura drive? Isn't that what it's supposed to be called? Next to them, to go and double check that the suggested one here is actually streaming and not about to combat log and hasn't been streaming for 24 hours straight a while away from the keyboard. So can you see anybody the name I'm suggesting there? You want to go check that one for me while we do the thanks at the end of the show? So yes, this is the end of the show for this week. Thank you very much to Vulkarius, to Amelia, to Flossy, to Lithobreaker, to the Bucket of Little Grey. I think that's what passes for thank you if you're a Bucket of Little Grey. We are going to try feeding him back into the Clono-Mat ready for next week to see if we can get our Little Grey back again. Has anybody managed to check that one out?
It appears to be okay.
Streaming and doing something, or just sort of...
Streaming and flying at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to go and do now is we're going to go and raid somebody. And we don't raid the people who've got lots of viewers. We raid somebody who's got one or two viewers, because they need a bit of a hearty for the mug from us. So standard etiquette is turn up, shout for the mug, give them lots of encouragement. If you like them, give them a follow, and get them to stream more, because more streamers, more interest, more fun, more PWP, All of the above.
Plus it makes them feel good.
It does. It makes somebody's day when a bunch of Hutton truckers turn up on their doorstep screaming for the mug and drinking gin. So yeah, and on that note, yeah, I'm off to go and drink some gin. We will be back next week. There won't be a Frontier live stream, but we will still ask. There'll probably be some space news, but it won't be hard to miss one going up yet. Hopefully we'll have news. Hey, maybe I should just put the tickets live during the event. What do you think? Should we do that? ECM tickets live during the event next week?
Maybe.
We can do a countdown and everything. But other than that, has anybody got any other business before we go and raid the Sea of Beer? We've chosen the Sea of Beer as our raid target. It sounds appropriate for us.
Kind of does. We still drink it dry.
No, Amelia, we have to be quiet today.
Okay.
No,
For the mug.
For the mug, everybody. Stay put. Read the
mug.
Read the credits.
For the mug.
And go and raid them. Okay. Bye. Night night.
Mug.
Sleep
Bye.
well.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with rails. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a large pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. North Part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show. Everyone's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off too?